Welcome back to Fox 5 News on the Hill. We're continuing our candidate conversations, and this morning we're pleased to welcome in Republican Amie Hoeber, who's here in studio. She's running for Congress in Maryland's 6th District. She's a national security expert, business leader, and served as a deputy Undersecretary of the Army under President Ronald Reagan. Ms. Hoeber, thanks for joining us.
Delighted to be here.
Your district, the 6th, is up in the western part of Maryland. It is where John Delaney has decided to leave office. He's going to run for president. It's you and David Trone. What makes you somebody that voters there in the 6th District are going to look to, you hope?
Well, let's start off with I have real government experience. I have business experience. I'm an advocate for women, have been all my life, and I am loyal to this district. David Trone ran in a different district last time and lost. He has no commitment to the people of this district.
A lot of Republicans who are running in congressional races across the country have tried to distance themselves from President Trump at times. You have not. Why?
I have and I haven't. My view is I'm loyal to the people in my district. I will support the president when he does things that I think are right for the district, and I will oppose him when he does things that I think are wrong.
One of the things he did this week, though, was remove the security clearance from John Brennan. You're somebody who's uniquely positioned to speak about that. If you're in Congress and the president does that, what is your reaction to the president revoking security clearances from former intelligence officials?
There are official processes for revoking clearances, and I do not know what he used as a justification. I do not think that security clearances should be handled as political footballs, though. I do think I carry a clearance today. I've carried a clearance most of my career. I think that these are for the purposes of helping the national security of the country, and that's where I believe.
Your district was the subject of a U.S. Supreme Court hearing this past year where it was argued that Democrats, when they were in control of Maryland, redrew that district in order to force out a predecessor Congressman, Roscoe Bartlett, from office. Your district, as it currently stands, is that an accurate representation of the 6th District right now, or has it been altered in such a way that it makes it difficult, if not an obstacle for you to win election this
Well, let me talk about why it was redistricted. It wasn't just argued that it was redistricted for the Democrats. O'Malley testified, in fact, that it had been, and it had been done deliberately for that reason, and that went into the Supreme Court hearing. The reality is that the Supreme Court did not rule on the substance. They merely kicked it back to the lower court again, and we'll see what happens next. But no, it's clearly a disadvantage in some ways because there is a part of Montgomery County that is hard for a Republican to win. But I won 41% of the vote last time against John Delaney, and I think I can do better this time. It's an open seat, and I hope to win it.
You're not that far positioned outside of Washington, D.C., so you get a good look at what goes on in the House of Representatives.
Absolutely.
How has the Republican caucus in the House, do you feel, dealt with this president, and have they been firm enough with him at times when they needed to be, or have they rolled over?
Well, one of the things that I'm running on as a platform plank is bringing back civility to the dealings in Congress, and that's where I think
everybody always say that, though?
Sure, but I can do it. I did it in the Pentagon. I ran the Army Research and Development Program where people were always fighting over money, and I would bring civility back into those discussions and get common ground and move forward.
How do you do that, though, if people are at each other's throats?
Because I think I'm good at that. I think I can get people to talk to each other and be comfortable and make progress. Back in the Army, we used to say, put them all in a room and throw in sandwiches until they come out smiling.
Well, hopefully that will work. Amie Hoeber, we appreciate you talking to us. She's a candidate for the 6th Congressional District, Republican out of Maryland. We thank you. We, of course, are going to interview and invite in David Trone as well in the coming days. We thank you for spending part of your Sunday with us here on Fox 5 News on the Hill.